YouTube War Dog message over. Welcome back, guys, girls, and everybody else to part 1 of the 4th mission in the Canadian campaign for Combat Mission Shock Force 2. The mission is called Hope. This is our briefing. The situation is, it is 0710 on June 22nd, 2008, near Nasri, 1 kilometre south of Tall Tumir, which is where we did the first couple of missions. Earlier this morning, a Coyote of the Recce platoon was destroyed by an ATGM missile while performing reconnaissance just to the south of Tall Tumir. Intel coming back suggests that the vehicle was destroyed by an AT-14 missile. The Coyote's partner was unable to ascertain exactly where the missile had been fired from, only that it was launched from somewhere just south of Nasri and not from the town itself. If that is in fact the case, then the AT-14 was firing at the outer limit of its range and so was being competently guided to its target, indicating the presence of well-trained crews. We've received reports that the Fedayeen forces have been equipped with a small number of these lethal weapons, but we feel that this is more indicative of the presence of special forces in the town of Kagyum. But whether the weapon was fired by Fedayeen or special forces is not important. The presence of these missiles in the hands of competent crews poses a very serious threat to our plans to move south to capture Nasri, Hope, and then Kagyum, Charity. It is no longer possible to launch a direct assault on Nasri from the north along Route 716 with mechanised forces. Instead, we have decided to make a more careful approach to Nasri via the small town of Waltu, with E Company taking over the responsibility of pacifying the newly captured town of Tall Tumir. C Company has been freed to take on the task of clearing Waltu of enemy forces. Our mission therefore is to secure the road through the objective, clearing it of enemy forces so that supply of future battlegroup operations is unhindered. We need to capture the marked objectives: Grizzly, Polar and Black, destroy any enemy forces operating in Nasri, and clear enemy forces from the following areas: Prudence, Waltu, the school and the orchard. We will be starting with 3 section of the Recce Company, C Company HQ, 7th Platoon, which is a rifle platoon, with fire support from 1 section of 60mm mortars, 1 platoon of 81mm mortars, 1 battery of 155mm howitzers, 2 FA-18 Hornets, with the second one arriving after an hour, and 2 AH-64D Apaches from the USA. Reinforcements will be 8th Platoon Rifles in 5 minutes, 2 section of the Weapons Platoon in 5 minutes, the Anti-Armour section in 5 minutes, the Assault Pioneer Platoon after about 45 minutes, and D Company arriving in waves over 45 to 50 minutes, plus 1 troop of the Tank Company arriving at the same over 45 to 50 minutes. Waltu is a small town just to the south of the LZ. It was reported free of enemy units earlier this morning, but it is very likely that the enemy have managed to infiltrate a few teams of fighters into the southern part of town, while our forces were engaged in operations to secure the crossings. Their strength is estimated to be somewhere around the 200 mark, and they will be backed up by some weapon teams. It's not impossible that the AT-14 fire originated from somewhere to the south of Nasri, so you should expect to face an ATGM threat as well. Small numbers of Fedayeen have also been observed in the small village next to the river designated Prudence. 2 platoons of C Company are to move south through Waltu to secure the town in preparation for the battle group's assault later against the town of Nasri, where there is known to be a large nest of Fedayeen fighters. C Company should secure the town of Waltu as a platform for our assault on Nasri. They will be joined at approximately T+40 by units of Delta Company approaching the objective from north behind the shelter of the small hill, point 232. Together they will locate and destroy enemy forces in the objective and secure it for further operations. Failure to achieve all your objectives within the allotted time will result in our forces having to fight later into the afternoon and will exhaust them. Rules of engagement are limited. We must avoid collateral damage to buildings with the marked objective areas, as well as the 2 marked schools. Other structures are cleared for fire support. The map makes this look a little bit smaller than it actually is. If we click OK, you can see this map is massive. We've got 2 hours for this mission. which makes a lot of sense. So let me kind of establish what we're doing. We have a very limited force initially. I mean, crossing these open fields is going to be a nightmare. And unfortunately, almost everything is flat. So our first objective is to secure Wall 2. Right, how do I want to go about securing Wall 2? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely confident with having vehicles that can see down the entire length of everything here, because that means that everything can see them. I'm also not super happy about having exposures to the left flank, which is east. So I think what we'll do is try to move the vehicles into cover as much as we can. There is limited space available. This is part of the reconnaissance platoon. I'm going to leave that one there, I think. We're going to tell it to point its gun down that way. My theory being, if it's starting in the deployment zone and that's where the game has put it, that it would be slightly unfair if the game was going to immediately RPG it. But also, I'm kind of testing that theory here, so we'll see. We have got two others here, so I will point this one's gun out that way, and this one can point its gun at those buildings. Definitely bunching up here, but I don't think we have much alternative. We do have some space on this right hand side. Observer section HQ. Okay. We have got 7th platoon here under... Oh, I'm bad with my Canadian ranks again. What is that? That is a major. I don't think it should be a major, because that should be somebody who's commanding a company, arguably, but that's what we've got. Right. I'm going to have the infantry platoon's vehicles come in over this side, I think. To ICT. Forward observer section, forward air controller section, observer section HQ. Okay, we'll pop them over there. pop them down there. Pop them over there as well. And bring them that way. That way? No, there's a gap there. Okay. Your first objective will be to get inside of this building. No, it won't. That's silly. Because there could be an enemy presence that can see that building. So the first person we're going to put in there is actually going to be Corporal Bradshaw with his MG. The forward air controller section will head up to the second floor of that building. You guys will move into that building. You guys will move up to the second floor there as well. Right. Major Sinclair will position himself roughly over here. We're going to have Master Corporal Abbott immediately take possession of this building here to provide a base of fire. Some of these guys are already battered because they did one of the earlier missions. I think we'll put the boss man back in his vehicle for now. Okay. We will move Corporal Finnegan round to here. The assault element for this squad, for 2 section, will sprint down to the river. Do these things have weapon rate? Yes, they definitely do. Is it remote controlled? It kind of looks like it is. They've only got a driver.
Pay attention.
That's interesting. What if we put you down here? Would you have line of sight over there? You would, at least at some of this some of this stuff. That does also mean that they would have line of sight at you. Right, where's Nasri? That's that town over there with the big objectives in it. So what they said is that potentially to the south of Nasri, and there's Kagyam. Kagyam's 1 kilometre down that road. Okay. Yeah, the ATGM threat is definitely a problem. But if I check my briefing again, I think in the plan, probably, C Company should secure the town of Waltu as a platform for our assault on Nasri. They will be adjoined at approximately T plus 40 by units of D Company. Right. So our objective with the forces that we have currently is basically just to secure Waltu. Okay then. There's no point having the mortar teams in the vehicles, so we may as well get them out. We got here mortar platoon HQ. We might as well put their vehicle near them. C Company HQ. Yeah, he can stay back here, I think, but we'll tuck him in a little bit better. We have got our anti-tank section here, but I don't think there's too much we can do with it just now. Alright, so we're not going hyper aggressive at the start here because I don't know where the enemy's positions are going to be in Wall 2. So we're just going to sort of move up, get into some observation positions, probe the enemy, and then we'll try and move. I think the plan of attack for Wall 2... I mean, everything is flat, really. Can we not use heavy ordnance on the orchard? Is that how this goes again? Avoid collateral damage to buildings within the marked objective areas as well as the 2 marked schools. Why is the orchard relevant again? Clear the enemy forces from Prudence, Wall 2... Oh, Prudence, Wall 2 School and the orchard. So Wall 2 School, the orchard, and Prudence is just an entire village. Okay then. What is the key terrain out here? The school is the tallest building. There are some other buildings that are 2 stories tall, many of them down here. Oops. Most of this compound here is walled in and does not have any 2-story buildings, so unless we're getting engaged from rooftops, we would have to be exposing ourselves to the entrances of this, which means we can largely ignore it for the initial push, but we definitely need to be aware that there could be enemies in there. I think I want to clear up this eastern side of Wall 2, secure the orchard, and then use these tall buildings down here as a base of fire to support a push back through this main road area. And then we can use this one and this one and this one, and use the tall buildings down here on the east side to, well, neutralise people that are out in this space. I think in terms of pushing the school, once we've gone up here and back down, we secure this compound and then start moving through this west side. Wait, no. That would be the east side. This is the west side. I can use a compass, I promise. Yeah, and then we push through here, and then the last thing we do is take the school. And then at that point, we're going to want to be pushing some kind of offensive against Prudence, but that's a fair way off yet. Alright, we're at the 19-minute mark of the video already. Apologise that this has been a lot of planning. Let's get the first minute underway, see what happens. Oh, hello. We've got eyes on a team that is coming in on the south side of Wall 2. Who can see that? One of the LAVs. However, they're outside of its targeting cone. Oh, that was... Oh, damn it. Multiple teams moving in from outside of Wall 2, actually. They have been engaged by the squad that we put in that building that has security long ways, which is good. Okay, we've still got 2 enemy teams in the open. One is a 3-man team, one is a 5-man. We know that because we're on the basic difficulty. But even if we didn't know that, there's still 7 of them visible right there and 2 squad icons, so we know... What is it? V to flip it, yeah. Okay. So it's the machine gun team that are engaging them, actually. And then this LAV here is not engaging them because I didn't give them a far enough target arc. So we will edit that and hopefully it will get some shots into them before they disappear. Right. Master Corporal Abbott's 1 section has security down this right flank for the most part. So we will move 2 section down into the river. And 3 section over here. We shall have dismount and move down this way. And they're gonna 3 sections gonna push closer and start taking building to building. 2 section are gonna try and move along the riverbank and potentially provide some differing lines of fire. I'm also going to break 1 section into an assault team and a support team, and we're going to push the assault team forward don't encounter anybody there, they can move into this building. Damn it. Okay. I don't want to waste too much time moving too slowly. Which... have you guys wait 20 seconds, they should largely be in place down there by that point. Actually, we might as well just re-merge together. Alright, let's see how this second minute goes here. Lovely. Oh, it's actually 3 units of enemies. Lovely. Caused some pretty hefty casualties and appear to have turned most of them around. What did we just spot there? Somebody entering this building. Good God, he was only there for a second, didn't he? That's a 3-man team. Oh. Central Attack Group, maybe? HQ? Oh, they are getting shot at, or they did get shot at briefly. Okay, that's the end of the minute. And I think what we'll do is we'll get the orders in, but we won't do the turn. Right. Corporal Finlay, you are going to make your way up there and rejoin, what was it, Master Corporal Abbott? Yep. 3 section. We shall split down as well. Into largely equal teams. Right, you can give them a 10-second head start, then move to the same place as them. Is there a door on the back side of this building? No. We would have to enter from the street side by the looks of things. Yep. Okay, well that's not nice. But if we were on that side of the building, we'd be very limited in our exposure, so... Whoop. Move to there after you've done that. And the second team will move down to there as well. You're probably better off facing that way. Your flank is covered. Move this forward observer up to here. No, actually, I don't want to do that yet. There might be enemies in that building. Okay. I want to keep moving 2 section down the riverbank until they're down here, basically. And their covering team. Is this the covering team, or is the other one the covering team? The other one's the covering team. Okay. You're the ones that I want to stay here. You're the ones that I want to move down to here. Okay, we might add a couple more orders before we go on this minute, but I think that'll do for this first part of Hope. We're basically still trying to conduct this this push up the northwest side of Wall 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you for part 2 of this mission. If you have liked what you've seen, please do comment, like and subscribe. Comment even if you didn't like it. Let me know why you didn't like it. If you are a regular viewer of this series, thank you so much for hanging in there. I really hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. Check me out on Twitch or Patreon below in the description. And a big massive thank you to all of my patrons as well for helping to keep me able to do this kind of thing. I'm deeply indebted to all of you, and I hope you enjoy the content that I'm producing. I will see you for part 2, ladies and gents, and everybody else. But for the time being, it's going to be War Dog. Out.